Meet Chu Bingjie, known as the Overlord. In the world of Chinese 8-ball, he's a disciplined machine with a textbook balance of offense and defense. His opponent, Zhang Kunpeng, the master of precision, he thrives in chaos, making impossible angles look easy with his lethal accuracy. They are fighting for the one-on-one championship, the prize. 1 million RMB, roughly 140,000 US dollars. Two legendary champions, one throne. Will Xiaochu continue his myth, or will Zhang reclaim his glory? Hold your breath. Let's see the results. The format: the match is played under the alternate break rule in a race 219, best of 37. This long format battle is a grueling test of a player's mental and physical endurance. The break: Chu Bingjie takes the opening break. He delivers a thunderous hit, scattering the balls across the table. But unluckily nothing finds a pocket. It's a dry break for the Overlord. The analysis now. Zhang Kunpeng steps up to the table. He surveys the layout, noticing the solids are almost all tied up along the rails. Without hesitation, he opts for the stripes. Technical note: in Chinese 8-ball, the pocket diameters are as tight as those on a snooker table. There is zero margin for error. Pinpoint accuracy is the only way to survive. The result: Zhang maneuvers through the rack with clinical precision, completing a flawless run-out to take the opening frame. A perfect start for the master of precision. The power break: we move into the second rack. Zhang Kunpeng delivers a violent, explosive break, a signature style that fans absolutely adore. He successfully pockets two solids on the break. The pressure, however, the cue ball positioning is far from ideal. To sink the 4-ball, he's faced with an incredibly tight, delicate angle. Unfortunately, he misses the mark, leaving the door wide open. The legend steps up. Chu Bingjie takes the table and opts for the solids. Known for his methodical and disciplined style, Chu possesses both deadly accuracy and impeccable cue ball control. The accolades: this is a man who holds a legendary 51-match winning streak and is the winner of the prestigious 5 million RMB grand prize. He is, quite simply, a winning machine. The equalizer: with clinical precision, Chu Bingjie completes a beautiful clearance to level the score. We are all square. The costly mistake: moving into rack 3, Chu Bingjie successfully pockets a ball on the break. But the cue ball follows it right in. That's a scratch, handing Zhang Kunpeng ball in hand behind the headstring. The problem: ball Zhang opts for the solids. But he's immediately faced with a problem. The 2-ball in the top left corner is completely blocked. Let's see how he handles this. The double pot: he takes on the 1-ball. And look at this. The cue ball caroms off an opponent's ball, knocking the 2-ball straight into the pocket. A perfect 2-for-1 shot. Both the 1 and the 2 go down. Lightning strikes twice. He doesn't stop there. While playing the 3-ball, he executes another carom, sent the 5-ball into the pocket as well. 2 consecutive double. He's putting on a clinic out here. Unstoppable accuracy next. A high-pressure long-distance pot. Zhang's accuracy is laser. He is officially in the zone and looks absolutely unstoppable. The masterpiece: he smoothly clears the remaining 2 balls. This run-out was a pure masterpiece, highly technical and incredibly entertaining to watch. The situation will move into the 4th rack. The score is currently 2-1, and Zhang Kunpeng has control of the table. The spectacle and the mistake: he attempts a brilliant kick carom, using the rail to collide into another ball and send it home. He pulls it off. But the momentum shifts instantly. A surprising miss on the 10-ball hands the opening back to Chu Bingjie. Clinical precision: Chu uses a medium-high follow shot on the 4-ball, letting the cue ball drift slightly forward to secure perfect shape for his next move. He's strategic breakout. Watch this. He plays the 2-ball and perfectly breaks out the 5-ball stuck on the rail. It's a high cue play that simplifies the entire table. Chu is a player who never lets an opportunity slip through his fingers. If you love high-stakes Chinese 8-ball, make sure to like and follow for more legendary match highlights. Are you a fan of these players? Let me know in the comments, and I can produce more deep dive videos on their backstories. The result? As expected, Chu Bingjie completes the clearance. The score is neck and neck, and the tension is rising. The tiebreaker now. Let's head into rack 5. We are all square at 2 apiece. Chu Bingjie is back at the table, methodically working his way through the solids. The highlight reel, he's clearly in the zone right now. Closing it out, that shot effectively seals the deal. But watch this, the way he plays the 3-ball to get position on the 8 is nothing short of spectacular. Chu Bingjie clinically closes out the rack to take the lead. What a master building tension into rack 6. The tension is palpable as Chu Bingjie holds a narrow 3-2 lead. The atmosphere is getting more intense by the minute. The locked-in state, Chu looks completely locked in. His focus is razor sharp and his cue ball control has been flawless, putting the white ball exactly where it needs to be, shot after shot. Unshakable stability. It's this unshakable stability that makes him so dangerous. He refuses to give his opponent even a sliver of hope, systematically dismantling the table once again, extending the lead another frame in the bag. With that victory, Chu secures a Turak cushion, leading the match for 2-2. The Overlord is starting to pull away. The attempt, rack 7. Chu Bingjie starts strong with a long-distance pot on a stripe, using a clever carom off a ball near the pocket to find the hole. He then eyes a bank shot on the 14 ball, but he's hampered by a back snooker. The restricted stroke proves too difficult. The bank doesn't go, handing the table over to Zhang. The counterattack, Zhang Kunpeng wastes no time. He drains a difficult 4-ball tucked against the rail, and, with perfect power, breaks out the 2 and 3 balls. The master of precision is now in full flow. Clinical clearance with his signature lethal accuracy and meticulous shape, Zhang systematically clears the solids. He's navigating the table with absolute confidence, leaving nothing to chance. The genius stroke, the direct path for the 8-ball is blocked, but Zhang finds a high IQ solution. He plays a clever carom shot off his opponent's ball to guide the 8-ball home. What a brilliant piece of creativity. The momentum shift, Zhang Kunpeng has closed the gap to 4-3. We're heading into rack 8, and the suspense is palpable. This epic showdown is only just getting started. Clinical execution, opting for the solids. Zhang relies on his rock-solid fundamentals to hunt down the equalizer. He's playing with immense composure, refusing to let the pressure get to him. The equalizer, there are no surprises, here just pure clinical execution. With every ball he sinks, the crowd holds its breath. Zhang completes a flawless run-out, leaving no room for error. All square, and just like that, we are all square, once again, at 4-4. What a high-octane battle between two of the best in the world. It's anyone's game now. The rare opening rack 9. Chu Bingjie makes a rare, uncharacteristic error, handing the table back to his opponent. Zhang Kunpeng wastes no time, executing a crisp combination shot to sink a strike before delivering a powerful breakout on the 9-ball. However, the balls don't spread as well as he'd hoped. The tactical tug-of-war, Zhang attempts a 9-10 combo, but comes up empty. Chu returns and finds a way to sink the 5-ball via but he quickly finds his path obstructed by the 8-ball. With no clear offensive route, Chu plays a tactical masterstroke, developing the 7-ball off the rail, while simultaneously tucking Zhang into a brutal safety. The great escape, and the shocking miss forced into a corner. Zhang goes for the jump shot. He successfully makes contact, but he leaves an opening for Chu. It looks like a routine clearance for the Overlord. But then the unthinkable happens. Chu rattles the 2-ball in the jaws. A shocking miss. Picking them off, Zhang Kunpeng seizes the lifeline. He plays a brilliant one-rail kick to develop the 10-ball and begins picking off the remaining balls one by one. Zhang secures the rack and takes the lead. We've got a new frontrunner at 5-4. The psychological weight moving into rack 10. The burning question on everyone's mind is, will that rare, uncharacteristic miss in the previous frame rattle Chu Bingjie's mental fortitude? The action and the complication, he starts by sinking the 10-ball, playing a crucial simultaneous breakout shot on the 8-ball stuck to the rail. But look where it lands. The 8-ball rolls right into an awkward, narrow gap between his opponent's balls. The suspense and the mastermind that creates a real problem. Will this tricky lie come back to haunt him on the game-winning shot? But remember, this is Chu Bingjie. He possesses incredible situational analysis skills. He hasn't just seen the next shot, he's already mapped out the entire route, planning the exact sequence required to deal with that problem ball. The resolution, the plan works to perfection. He navigates the layout and smoothly slots that troublesome 8-ball into the bottom right corner pocket. Doubters silenced. The problem? Ball rack 11. Zhang Kunpeng chooses the solids, but he's immediately faced with a massive headache. The 7-ball is frozen to the 13 along the rail. This is the defining shot of the rack. How will he handle it? The first breakout, Zhang plays a precise medium-high follow shot. He makes the pot and gets the kiss he needed. Although the 7-ball remains on the rail, the 13 is bumped away, creating the space he needs. The near miss and the recovery, he attempts a draw shot off the 2-ball to develop the 7 further, but he doesn't quite get the contact he wanted. It's a setback, but Zhang doesn't blink. Relying on his trademark accuracy, he takes on the difficult rail shot and drains the 7-ball with clinical precision. Finishing the dish from there, it's a walk in the park. He picks off the remaining 2 balls with ease to complete a masterful run out. The turning point, we move into rack 12. Zhang Kunpeng holds a narrow 6-5 lead and has the table, but then a shocking turn of events. A rare slip-up on the 2-ball stalls his momentum and hands a massive opening to Chu Bingjie. Dissecting the table, Chu Bingjie doesn't just step up. He starts dissecting the layout. You can see him calculating every variable and mapping out a flawless offensive route. He's looking several moves ahead, searching for the most logical path to the 8-ball. The hurdle there is a significant hurdle. Though Zhang's balls are clustering around and obstructing the bottom left corner pocket, for most players, this would be a dead end. But for the Overlord, it's simply another tactical puzzle to solve. Flawless execution with cold, clinical precision, Chu navigates around the obstacles, executing his plan to perfection. He completes a masterful clearance to level the match once again. We are tied at 6-6. The tension is through the roof. The razor-thin margin, rack 13. The tension in the arena is reaching a fever pitch. Neither player has been able to pull away. The gap remains razor-thin. This is exactly what it looks like when 2 titans of Chinese 8-ball go toe-to-toe. The standard of excellence, Zhang Kunpeng steps up and confidently opts for the solids. At this elite level, there's no room for hesitation. He's playing with a level of focus that suggests he's already visualized the final black ball dropping into the pocket. Business as usual, as expected from the master of precision. There are no surprises here. He maneuvers through the layout with clinical efficiency, delivering yet another flawless run out, another rack in the bag, and the battle rages on. Strategic choice. We move into rack 14. Zhang Kunpeng, looking to extend his momentum, once again chooses the solids. The layout presents a few challenges, but Zhang has a creative solution in mind. The chain reaction. Watch this incredible carom shot. He plays off the 1 ball, which strikes the 14, creating a chain reaction that knocks the opponent's 13 ball, which was sitting right in the jaws, into the pocket. By clearing his opponent's ball, he has effectively unlocked the table. Clinical finish. He begins picking them off one by one with textbook accuracy. No drama, no mistakes, just another flawless run out. Zhang secures the rack and keeps the pressure dialed up to the max. The pressure mounts. Rack 15. Chu Bingjie is feeling the heat. He knows he cannot afford to let the gap grow any wider. Opting for the solids, he starts with his signature methodical approach, quickly whittling the table down to the final 2 balls. The unthinkable error, but then, the unthinkable happens. The 2 ball rattles the jaws and stays out. Chu Bingjie, the man known for his machine-like consistency, has faltered at a crucial moment. The crowd is in shocks, the pressure finally getting to the Overlord. The chess match, Zhang Kunpeng steps up, looking to capitalize. His first priority is to break out that 2 ball, which is now acting as an obstacle near the pocket. His first attempt at the nudge fails, forcing him to reset and find a more creative route. Surgical recovery. Zhang doesn't panic. He falls back on his elite cue ball control, playing a series of delicate recovery shots. Watch this. He maneuvers the white ball with surgical precision, securing perfect shape for the 10 ball into the middle pocket. Pulling away, Zhang Kunpeng cleans up the remaining balls to complete the run out. He's not just winning racks. He's winning the mental game. The lead extends, and Zhang is starting to pull away. Facing the abyss, rack 16, Chu Bingjie finds himself in a deep hole, trailing by 3 racks. The pressure is immense. Everyone is watching to see if his composure will finally crack. But the Overlord isn't ready to go home just yet. The rail dilemma, he opts for the solids. But he's immediately faced with a nightmare scenario. The 3 ball is frozen to the rail. It looks like a dead end, a shot that most players wouldn't even dare to attempt under this kind of pressure. The masterstroke, but watch the genius at work. Chu executes an ultra-thin slice at an extreme angle, thinning the 3 ball just enough to send it clattering into the 5 ball sitting in the jaws. A sensational combination shot. This is how a world-class champion solves an impossible puzzle. Stopping the bleeding with the hardest part behind him, Chu cleans up the rest of the table with cold, clinical efficiency. He pulls 1 back, making the score 7-9. The comeback is officially on. The struggle for position. We've reached rack 17, and you can feel the fatigue starting to set in. Chu Bingjie drains a brilliant long-range pot on the 2 ball, but the cue ball doesn't cooperate, leaving him out of position. Faced with a low-percentage 5 ball, he takes the shot but misses the mark. Tactical to Govor, Zhang Kunpeng answers back with a sharp long pot on the 13, but he finds himself snookered by the 11 ball. With no clear offensive line, he's forced into a safety play. However, it's a loose one, leaving just enough of a window for Chu to eyeing the 4 ball at the far end of the table. The Great Escape, Part 2. Chu seizes the opportunity and sinks the 4. But as he attempts to break out the 8 ball, disaster strikes again. The cue ball ends up out of line. Faced with yet another deadlock, Chu opts for the high-risk jump shot. He executes it to perfection, hopping the white ball to sink the 6. A test of endurance, Chu clears the table to secure the rack. Both players are starting to show signs of human error now. This is the true essence of a long race match. It's not just about skill. It's a brutal test of endurance and mental grit. The perfect opening. We've arrived at rack 18, and Chu Bingjie looks like he's finally found his rhythm. He starts the frame with a textbook breakout, perfectly splitting the cluster to open up the table. Total control. He's playing with absolute confidence now. Watch this. He executes a crisp combination shot to sink the 14 ball, making the difficult look easy. He's no longer just playing the table. He's controlling it, threading the needle, but here is the highlight of the rack. The 9 ball threads the needle. It passes with surgical precision through the tiny gap between two balls to find the back of the pocket. That is world-class accuracy under immense pressure. Back to square one, Chu Bingjie closes out the rack with clinical efficiency, and just like that, we are all square at 9-9. We are back to a level playing field, and the tension is absolutely electric. The marathon continues. We're heading into rack 19 of this grueling race to 19. In a long-format match like this, it's not just about who's the better shot, it's about who can endure the mental pressure. A rare slip-up, Zhang Kunpeng opts for the solids, but then a shocker. He makes a costly, unforced error. It's clear that Chu Bingjie's robotic efficiency in the previous frames is starting to weigh heavily on him. Even the master of precision is feeling the shadow of his opponent. The Overlord's surge, Chu Bingjie, doesn't need a second invitation. He returns to the table with absolute mastery, navigating the layout with clinical precision. Every shot is a statement of intent. He is here to dominate. The lead changes hands with another flawless run-out. Chu Bingjie has officially overtaken the lead. In a marathon match, the momentum shift is everything. The Overlord is back in front, and the psychological tide has turned. The break and the lock. We move into rack 20. Zhang Kunpeng pockets a ball on the break. But the table layout is a nightmare. He's left with no offensive line. He's forced to play a safety, hoping to tuck Chu Bingjie away. Sichu's long-range strike. Chu Bingjie, however, isn't easily rattled. He takes on a daunting long-range 9 ball and drains it with pure confidence. He's in peak form, but just as he attempts to develop the 15 ball, disaster strikes. The cue ball ends up frozen right against it, killing his angle. The hampered hero Chu plays a clever safety, hiding the white ball against the 3, but Zhang Kunpeng proves why he's a master diss by being hampered by a back snooker. He incredibly sinks the 1 ball and uses the 7 to break out the 8. The table is finally opening up. The laughter moment then. The unthinkable. Faced with a routine 3 ball sitting in the jaws of the pocket, Zhang somehow misses. He can't even believe it himself, breaking into a laugh at the absurdity of the error. Luckily for him, he hasn't left Chu an easy look either. Back to level terms, a tense safety battle ensues. Finally, Zhang finds his opening and clears the remaining balls to finish the run-out. And just like that, we are all square at 10-10. Otrisecha de Mahatong Kongchinuis. If you're enjoying this high-stakes long-format battle, make sure to like and follow. The rest of the match is coming up in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.